Hello, my name is Veronica, and welcome to the Learning Lab, episode 46, Layering Your Spellbinder Dies. On this gratitude journal, completed as part of a cropchocolate.com online crop, I layered my nestability dies without using the nestability die. Come on into the lab and let me explain exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, I've removed these from the cover of that journal because they were temporarily adhered with some of those wacky tack tabs. And I have matted and layered these dies. But what you may not realize is that the distance between the die and the mat is probably, looks like about an eighth to a fourth of an inch. Let me show you what I mean using the Labels 10 dies. And normally when you put these through, the cut line is here, so you're going to end up with about a half an inch border all around your shapes. Well, I pulled out these two to demonstrate what I mean. So now normally when you cut your die piece and then you layer your other piece on top, you end up with a pretty wide border, and I inked these just to show the demarcation between the lines. And this is very nice if this is a look you're going for, but this is a look I was going for. It was a much thinner border to go around that. So let me share with you how I was able to make that happen. I took the die that came with the piece that I'd cut out, and then I went to another sheet of paper and laid this down. Now, because your cut ridge is here, if I were to trace on the inside, I'd get a nice layer for this one, but I want to trace on the outside so that I get a tiny mat that looks like this. I am going to use my vanishing pen that I was able to find and just go. Now I am just going to trim around the outside of this piece, and I'll be right back. So just putting the last few cuts on this by trimming on the outside of my marker line. If you don't have a vanishing pen, of course you can use a pencil. Just mark lightly and then you can go back and erase it. So here is now my cutout piece. And once you have inked it to your liking, then you can take your tool and go around the edges of your card just to make it look a little more seamless. Now if you're cutting one that has really rough and ragged edges, you can always use a nail file on them to smooth that out. And there we are, a nice little border around the white border. But you know me, I ain't gonna stop there. I have this really cute Papermate pen that I picked up at Office Depot. I don't think they even sell these anymore. But anyway, on this one I went around with a white pen, but this time I think I'm gonna go around it with a black pen just to see what kind of contrast that I can get. Now when I'm doing any faux stitching or dots, I'll start in a center point, just so that I can get my bearings, and then I can go back in and fill in the other areas. And I'm just going to continue all around the oval, and I'll be back. And just going around those dots a second time just to make them stand out a bit more, and voila, there you have a nice matted label. Whether you decide to use a black gel pen, a white gel pen on craft cardstock, or a Sakura metallic pen, just ink it up to your heart's desire. Thank you for joining me in the lab today. Please remember to visit my blog at inkallusions.blogspot.com. Until then.